Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Children,
Good evening, ma'am.
good evening, children.
Ma'am.
All right, let's get started. We're continuing with the arithmetic progressions. The question is, how many 4-digit numbers are divisible by 17? How many 4-digit numbers are divisible by 17? See, 17 has infinite multiples. 17 has infinite multiples. But you should find out the number of 4-digit numbers which are multiples of 17. Divisible by 17 meaning multiples of 17. So you have to identify the first 4-digit number which is divisible by 17 and the last 4-digit number that is divisible by 17. You have to identify the first 4-digit number that is divisible by 17 and the last 4-digit number that is divisible by 17. Once you identify the first one, that is the first 4-digit number which is divisible by 17, the next one will be the first term plus 17. Because the multiples of 17, the consecutive multiples of 17 will differ by 17. So once you identify the first 4-digit number, the next one will be the first one plus 17. The one after that will be the previous one plus 17. And you need to know the last number. So that's what I told you first. You need to also identify the last 4-digit number that is divisible by 17. Yes, children, get started. Tell me the first and the last 4-digit numbers divisible by 17. Yes, I hope you're working. Please write the question. Please write the question and try to identify the first and the last 4-digit number divisible by 17. So this is how you identify the first 4-digit number that's divisible by 17. Am I audible and clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. 1000 is the smallest 4-digit number. Divide 1000 by 17. Divide 1000 by 17. So 1758 times. You can see if you're like wondering why is I have not 17 into 58, please work 17 into 58. Please try 17 into 58. 17 into 58. Please work that. You'll get 986. It's a 3-digit number. It's a 3-digit number. So 17 into 59. Tables of 17 like 17 ones are 17, 17 twos are 34, 17 threes are 51. So 1759, 1758 times is 986, which is a 3-digit number. 1759 times is 1003. So 1003 is the smallest 4-digit number that's divisible by 17. And to find the last number, meaning the last 4-digit number divisible by 17, divide. So with the help of the smallest and the largest 4-digit numbers, with the help of the smallest and the largest 4-digit numbers, we identify the smallest 4-digit number divisible by 17 and the greatest 4-digit number divisible by 17. Is it fine, children? Simply divide 1000 by 17. Try 1758 times. You get 986. So the next number 1759 times is 1003. Similarly, divide 9999 by 17. 588 times. Try 17588 times. That gives you 9996. Try 589. It's a 5-digit number. 17589 times is a 5-digit number. So ignore that. So the first number is 1003. The last one is 996. So the number after 1003 will be, so the AP starts with 1003. The AP starts with 1003. And then 1020 plus 17, 1003 plus 17. The next one plus 17, 1037. Goes on like this. It goes on like this till 9996. And the position of 9, so this is the AP. This is the AP of all the, this is the AP of all the 4-digit numbers. This is the AP of all the 4-digit numbers, exactly divisible by 17. And the position of 9,996 will tell you the position of this last number, the last term of the AP will tell us the number of terms in this AP. I'll show you the answer slide. This is the working in the rough column. The divisions can be done in the rough column, or you can show it as a part of the main answer, nothing wrong. Is this over, children? Shall I take you to the next slide? I told you the position of 9,996 will tell us the number of terms in the AP. So AN is equal to 9,996. Work that, and the value of N is the answer. Done, children? Any questions? Why no response, children?
No doubts.
No doubts.
Okay. All right. So this is about the answer. Let's see the next one. Anyone still writing? Should I wait for anyone here?
I'm writing.
Okay. Yeah, you should finish by now. Yeah. Find the missing terms of the arithmetic progression. Find the missing terms. The first term is not known. The second term is not known. The third term is 1 by 10. That means A3 is 1 by 10. A3 is 1 by 10. That means A plus 2D is equal to 1 by 10. Then A4, this is A1. This is A1. The first box is A1. The second one is A2. Third one is 1 by 10. A3 is 1 by 10. A4 we don't know. A5 we don't know. A6. A6 is 3 by 20. That means A plus 5D is equal to 3 by 20. So we have two equations in A and D. Solve the two equations. Like you have two equations in X and Y and you solve them for X and Y. Solve these two linear equations and find the values of A and D. Once you find the values of A and D, A is the first term. Then the second one is A plus D. The third one is known. The fourth one is A plus 3D. So you can use these expressions to find the missing terms. Children, I don't want any of you to blindly copy the answer. I'm giving you sufficient time. Go through the answer slide. Go through the answer slide and then work it. Please do the LCM simplification on your own and check the answer with the answer in the slide. There's no point blindly copying it. Do the simplification calculations on your own and check it with what you see on your screen. Done, children?
No, ma'am, writing.
So as I told you, the third term is 1 by 10. The sixth term is 3 by 20. A3 is A plus 2D. A6 is A plus 5D. Now we have these two equations. Solve, change the signs. A minus A gets cancelled. When you change the signs, plus A becomes minus A. So A minus A gets cancelled. Plus 2D minus 5D is minus 3D. 1 by 10 minus 3 by 20. 1 by 10 minus 3 by 20. Upon taking the LCM, you have minus 3D is minus 1 by 20. Minus gets cancelled. So this 3 comes for division here. D is equal to 1 by 20 into 3. So 1 by 60. Minus 3D. What do you have? Minus 3D is equal to minus 1 by 20. So minus gets cancelled on both the sides. So we have D is equal to 1 by 3 into 20. 1 by 60. D is equal to 1 by 60. Now once you find the value of D, take up any one of the two equations. You can take up this one, you can take up this equation or this equation. So I have taken up A plus 2D is equal to 1 by 10. Here you substitute the value of D. A plus 2 into substitute the value of D. So here what happens? 2 ones are 2, 30 times. So you get 1 by 30. A plus 1 by 30. A plus 1 by 30 is equal to 1 by 10. A is equal to 1 by 10 minus 1 by 30. LCM. LCM and simplifying, we get A is 1 by 5. 1 by 15, sorry, 1 by 15. So we got the value of D first. We got the value of D, and then upon substituting, we find A is 1 by 15. Now we need to find the missing terms. A is one of the missing terms, so and that is 1 by 15. The second term, A2 is A plus D. You know the value of A, you know the value of D. A plus D, LCM, and it's 1 by 12. Then the fourth term is missing. The fourth term, A plus 3D. This is A. This is 3 into D. What is 3 into D? What is 3 into D? 3 into 1 by 60. So 3 by 60. 3 by 60. LCM and simplifying, 7 by 60. Similarly, A plus 4D. So like this, we find the missing terms of the AP.
Completed.
All right. So here it is minus 3D is equal to minus 1 by 20. And here we substitute. We're substituting. Substituting D is equal to 1 by 60 in equation 1. In equation 1. You can call this equation 1 and equation 2. I assume all of you must have finished. Yes or no?
Yes.
No, today the response is not as usual. Am I audible and clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. Thank you. Yeah. Next one. Any questions here, please? Any doubts, please ask me.
No doubt.
The 17th term of an AP, that is A plus 16D. The 17th term of the AP, 17th term, okay, so the 17th term of an AP is means equal to, is 5 more than, so see a 5 more than twice the 8th term, twice the 8th term. Whatever you read, convert it to symbols. We're reading something in English. Convert that to a mathematical equation. Use symbols and convert that to a mathematical equation. I'll do it again. See here. The 17th term of an AP, 17th term of an AP is 5 more than, 5 more than. See, it's 5 more than something. So that something I should write here. It's 5 more than something. So that something should come first. It's 5 more than what? 5 more than what? That what will come here. 5 more than something should come here. So the 17th term of an AP is 5 more than twice the 8th term. 8th term. That's it. So A17 means A plus 16D is equal to 2 into A8 means A plus 7D plus 5. So from this, when you solve this, you will get an equation A and B. When you work this, you will get an equation A and B. So we have one equation here. If the 11th term of the AP is 43, so the 11th term is 43. That means A plus 10D is 43. A plus 10D is 43. So now we have two equations. We have two equations in A and D. From this information, 17th term is 5 more than the 8th term. We got one equation in A and D. And then from this information, the 11th term is 43. We get another equation in A and D. Solve these two equations and find the values of A and D. Once you find A and D, you can find the AP. So on solving, we have these 4 and A is 3. And once you find the values of A and D, so once you find the values of A and D, the first term A is 3, so 3. Then D is 4, so 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 4, 11. So this is the required AP. The AP is 3, 7, 11, and so on. You can just write the first 3 terms and then use dots. Completed, children? So we have sufficient information in this question. We have sufficient information to frame 2 equations in A and D. We get 2 equations, one equation in A and D, another equation in A and D. Solve, find A and D, and hence generate the AP. Easy, right, children? All right, next one. 2 APs have the same common difference. See, when we talk about APs, it's only the first term and the common difference. Okay, so 2 APs have the same common difference. That means their first terms are not the same. Because if they're the same, then it will be the same AP. Both of them will be the same. 2 APs have the same common difference. The common difference is the same. Their first terms are different. See, when we are talking about arithmetic progressions, we talk about their first terms and their common differences. Because only these two matter. To generate an AP or to know everything about an arithmetic progression, these are the only 2 details that matter. What is the first term? What is the common difference? If you know these 2, then you can generate the AP and you know everything about the AP. So 2 APs have the same common difference. Okay, that means their first terms are not the same. So maybe like, let's say their first terms are different, like 5 and 7. They have the same common difference. Let's say the common difference is 8. So 5 plus 8, 13. 13 plus 8, 21. 21 plus 8, 29. Plus 8, 37, and so on. 7 plus 8, 15. 15 plus 8, 23. 23 plus 8, 31. 31 plus 8, 39, and so on. What do we observe? They have the same common difference, right? See, what is it? 2 AP, I have not read the question ahead. I'm stuck here, like I'm here only. I did not go ahead, trying to understand what's given. 2 APs have the same common difference. That means their first terms are not the same. If their first terms are the same and their common difference is also the same, then both are the same. Both the APs will have the same terms. So their first terms are not the same. So let the first term of one AP be 5. Let the first term of the other AP be 7. They have the same common difference. So we just assumed it to be 8. And we generated the APs. Now what do you observe? What is the difference between their first terms? What is the difference between their first terms? Children, what is the difference between their first terms? Children, what is the difference between their first terms?
2.
2. What is the difference between their second terms?
2.
Third
2
term?
months.
Third terms?
2.
Yeah, so the difference is 2 everywhere. See here, the difference between, okay, you might be wondering, are you asking 5 minus 7 minus 2 or 7 minus 5 2? No, I'm not, we're not talking about common difference or something, no, just the difference. So 2 is the difference. The difference between their first terms is 2, their second terms is 2. See, don't worry about 2 minus 2. Don't get nothing that, I'm getting confused why it is 2, why not minus 2. Don't have that. Anyways, you can say the difference between their first terms. You say minus 2 also, that's fine. We're just trying to understand that the difference is a constant. We're just trying to understand that that difference is a constant. So see here, 7 minus 5, 2. 15 minus 3, 2. 23 minus 21, 2. 31 minus 29, 2. 39 minus 37, 2. The difference is a constant is what we need to understand here. The problem is not with 2 or minus 2. That difference is a constant. That is that now if I call this one say I call the terms A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on. If I call this B1, B2, B3, B4 and so on. So the difference B1 minus A1, the difference B2 minus A2, B3 minus A3 is the same, is a constant. In this case it is 2. In this case it is 2 everywhere. So now tell me, children, if the difference between their 100th terms is 100, what will be their difference? What will be the difference between their 1000th terms?
1000.
Okay, no. Let's come back to the example. What is the difference between their first terms? In our example, what is the difference between their first terms?
2.
What is the difference between their second terms?
2.
Third terms?
2, ma'am. So 100 is the difference between the 1000th term.
Yeah. So okay, in our example, what will be the difference between their 100th terms? In our example, what
2.
will be the difference between their 100th terms? 2. What will be the difference between their 1000th terms?
2.
2. The difference will be 2 everywhere. Now the difference between their 100th terms is 100. What is the difference between their 1000th terms? That also will be 100. The difference is a constant. The difference between their first term. So from this we understand that the difference between their first terms is also 100. The difference between their second terms is 100. The difference between their third terms is 100. The difference between their fourth terms is 100. Fifth terms is 100. 100th term is 100. 1000th term is 100. Nth terms is also 100. Let's take another AP. Let's take 10 and 18. The first terms are different. The first terms are different. The common difference is the same. 2 APs. The common difference is the same. Their first terms are different. So I've taken 10 and 18. Let's say the common difference is 5. Okay. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and so on. 5. So 23, 28, 33, 38, and so on. Let me write it one below the other so that all right. The difference between their first terms. What is the difference? The common difference is 5. The common difference is 5. That's different. The first terms are different, 10 and 18. The common difference in both the APs is 5. The common difference in both the APs in our example is 5. Now this difference which you're finding is different. What is the difference between their first terms, children?
8.
Why only Nishita is talking in the class? Where are the others? Thank you, Nishita. What are the others doing? So the difference between their first terms is 8. What is the difference between their second terms?
8.
8.
Yeah. Third terms?
8.
Fourth terms?
8.
Yeah. So what will be, so if I call this one x1, x2, x3 and so on, here y1, y2, y3 and so on, what is y1 minus x1? That is the first term. The difference between their first terms, 8. What is the difference between their second terms? This is y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. So what is y2 minus x2?
8.
What is y100 minus x100?
8.
8. My God. 8. What is y1000? The 1000th term. What is the difference between the 1000th term of both the APs?
8.
What will be the difference between the nth term of the two APs?
8.
So we've seen it in an example. The same thing. So I've called the APs. I've just marked it AP1 and AP2. Somebody's mic is enabled. Children, please mind your mic. Somebody's mic is enabled. Please disable it. Is it trying to say something to me? Akshay Ram, your mic is enabled. Please disable your mic. All right. Okay, children. So you can see AP1. Okay, so you can see AP1 and AP2. The first terms are different, so I've called it A and B. Common difference is D. Common difference is D. So the first term is A. The common difference is the same, so it is D in both. The common difference is D in both. So let the first term here be A. The second term is A plus D. A plus 2D. Like that, A plus n minus 1 into D is the nth term. The second AP, if B is the starting term, if the first term is B, B plus D, B plus 2D, B plus n minus 1 into D. Now we need to find, now we have generated the two APs. Now it's given that, see here, it's given that the difference between their 100th term is 100. The difference between their 100th term is 100. So difference between their 100th terms. How will you find the difference? A plus 99D minus B plus 99D, because it is A 100 minus B 100 is 100. Correct? Difference between their 100th terms, A 100 minus B 100 is 100. The difference is 100. The difference between their 100th terms is 100. That means A plus 99D. A plus 99D. A 100 is A plus 99D. B 100 is B plus 99D. The difference, you can see the minus here, is 100. So when you open the bracket, A plus 99D minus B minus 99D. So plus 99D minus 99D gets cancelled. So we have A minus B is 100. You can also work the same like this. Please write it like this. difference between their, please write it like this, difference between their difference between their 100th terms is 100. So how do you express the difference between their 100th terms? A plus, so it will be like this. 1 minute, children. Let me show it here. Please write it like this. Write down this, children. Write down this part. Write down AP1 and AP2. Write AP1. Okay, Shakti. The others, please write down AP1 and AP2. And then I'll take you to the earlier slide. Please write AP1 and AP2 from this. Finish writing AP1 and AP2. Yes, you should have finished. Now this is given. This is given. Write this. Yeah. Difference between their 100 terms is given to be 100. Working this, A100 minus B100, because difference meaning minus. Between their 100th terms, A100 and B100 is 100. So A plus 99D minus B plus 99D is 100. Continue working this, you get A minus B is equal to 100. A is the first term of the first AP. B is the first term of the second AP. A minus B is 100. That is the difference between their first terms is 100. This is what we get from working what is given. We get this new information. If the difference, you understand that if the difference between their 100th terms is 100, the difference between their first terms will be 100. That's what we've got here. A is the first term of the first AP. B is the first term of the second AP. A minus B is 100. Finish writing this, children. Please make some noise.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, children, okay. Now, children, we have to find the difference between their thousandth terms. See, the difference between their hundred, please listen to me. The difference between their hundredth terms is 100. That is given. That is given to us. There is no question. The difference between their hundredth terms is 100 is not a question. It's an information. Why are we working that information? So that from that we can get something else. We're using that information to find something new, something more new. There is no question that the difference between their hundredth terms is 100 is given to us. Working that information given, we find A minus B is 100. That is the difference between their first terms is 100. Okay, now we have this. What now you have to find this. What is the difference between their thousandth terms? You know it is 100, but you'll have to work and show that. You know now the difference between their thousandth terms will also be 100. But you need to work that. So you have to answer two questions. What is the difference between their thousandth terms and what is the difference between their nth terms? Both the answer is 100, but you'll have to work it. And it's like this. Now please work this. Now please work this. We have to find the difference between their thousandth terms. That means we'll have to find A plus, that is, this is A 1000. We have to find this one. We have to find this one. So we have to find, you understand this, A plus 990 minus B plus 990. Open the bracket, this gets cancelled. A minus B, we get, the difference is A minus B, but what is A minus B? It's 100. So the difference is 100. The difference we get is A minus B, but what is A minus B? It's 100. We got it earlier, no? Between their thousandth term is 100. Now, what will be the difference between their nth terms? This we have to find. What will be the difference between their nth terms? So it will be A plus n minus, because first term is A. So A plus n minus 1 into D. Nth terms only for both. So n will be n only for both nth terms. So n. D is the same in both. The common difference is the same in both, which is D. The first term here is A, the first term here is B. The first term here is A, the first term here is B. The common difference is the same in both, and it's the nth term for both. It's nth term for both. So it is A plus n minus 1 into D minus B plus n minus 1 into D. D is D in both because the common difference is the same. N is n in both the cases because it is the difference between their nth terms. The only difference is the first terms are different, A and B. Open the bracket, you get minus B minus n minus 1 into D. So plus n minus 1 into D minus n minus 1 into D gets cancelled. So A minus B. This is the difference. A minus B is the difference. Then we found that A minus B is 100. So 100 is the difference between their nth terms. When we work this, we get only A minus B, but we know the value of A minus B is 100. Here also A minus B, but the value of A minus B is 100. So the difference between their nth terms is also 100. Finish writing, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Shakti, you finished long back. What about the others? Right. Yes, children? Finished? Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Use the emoji. Raise your hand, class. Very good. Anish. Nafi, Harshita, Priyadarshini, Shruti, Shakti, Rakshan, Akshay-Ram, Sudarshan, Subiksha, Balaharish, Hariharan, Nivedita, Lakshita, Muttuvel, Nishita, Shivani, Manasa and Parkavi. All right, class. Go to the next one. Find the value of n if the nth term of the AP 975 and so on is the same as the nth term of the AP 15, 12, 9 and so on. Find the value of n. Try this, children. Write the information as a mathematical equation and solve and find the value of n. It's given that the nth term of both the APs is the same. Find the nth term of the first AP, find the nth term of the second AP, and it's given that it's the same. Tell me the value of n. What's the value of n, children?
Read, ma'am.
See here, it's simple. Shouldn't take this long. What is given, children? What is given? The nth term of the two APs are the same. Tell me the nth term of the first AP. Tell me the nth term of the first AP, children.
Nine.
Ma'am, n is equal to 7, ma'am.
Yeah, right. You're right, Shakti. The nth term of the first AP. Nth term of the first AP. What is it? A plus n minus 1 into D. So 9 plus 9 plus
N minus 1 into
Minus
1 into D. What's the value of D?
minus 2.
Minus 2. So it's into minus 2. So 9 minus 2 into n, minus 2n plus 2, because minus 2 into minus 1 is plus 2. So 11 minus 2n. So this expression represents the nth term of the first AP. Now the nth term of the second AP. Of the second AP. A plus 15 plus n minus 1 into D. D is minus 3. So 15 minus 3n plus 3. So 18 minus 3n. It's given that this is equal to this. These two are the same. This one and this one, they're the same. The nth terms are the same. 11 minus 2n is equal to 18 minus 3, and that's what is given. The nth term of the first AP is the same as the nth term of the second AP. Both are equal. On solving this, you will get the value of n is 7. That means the seventh term of both the APs are the same. Find the value of n if the nth term is the same. That means since n is 7, the seventh term of both the APs is the same. The seventh term of both the APs is the same. 9 minus 2, 7, minus 2, 5, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. Minus 3, minus 3, minus 6, 3, 0, minus 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. The seventh term of both the APs are the same, which is equal to minus 3. You don't have to find minus 3 here. Find the value of n. N is 7. That means the seventh term of both the APs are the same. The seventh term of both the APs are the same, which we see is minus 3. Finished writing, children? Next one. Yes, your acknowledgement is very important, children. I cannot just take you to the next slide without your permission. Can we move on, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If the ninth term of an AP is 0, prove that its 29th term is double the 19th term. If the ninth term of an AP is 0, so ninth term is 0, that means A9 is 0. A9 is 0 meaning A plus 8D is 0. A plus 8D is 0. Okay, so this is given to us. The ninth term is 0 is given to us. Okay. Given this, we need to prove that it's 29th term. We need to prove that its 29th term is double the 19th term. The 29th term is double, twice the 19th term. So how do we find the 29th? Let's take up the LHS, which is A29. We have to prove that A29, the 29th term, is equal to twice the 19th term. So let's work this one. Let's work the LHS. Let's work the RHS. And if both are the same, we have proved it. So this is A plus 28D. A plus 28D. So A plus 28D can be, we can do it in many ways, children. From A plus 8D is equal to 0. What do we get? A is equal to minus 8D. A is equal to minus 8D. So minus 8D plus 28D. It's 20D. For the RHS, which is 2 times A19. So it is 2 into A plus 18D. So 2 into A is minus 8D plus 18D. So 18D minus 8D is 10D into 2 is 20D. So we see that the LHS is equal to the RHS. So we proved that the 29th term is double the 19th term. I don't know how I've worked it, but this is one of the ways of working. Okay, I've done it in a different way. I'll tell you that also. You can write it like this now, children. Since I've explained this, you can just take this down. Okay, so this is one way of working. I'm clearing the slide. I need to clear the slide, children. Finish writing.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay. Otherwise, what you can do is, of course, we are given the same thing. The ninth term is 0, which means a plus 8d is equal to 0. We need to prove that the 29th term is meaning equal to double the 19th term. Is double the 19th term. So take up the LHS. Take up the LHS A29, which is a plus 28d. You can split this as a plus 8d plus 20d. You can split because you know that a plus 8d is 0. So you want to introduce a plus 8d here. So you write a plus 8d plus what will make 28d. See this a as it is. 28d, you're splitting it as 8d and 20d because 20d plus 8d is 28d. But why are we writing like this? Because we know that a plus 8d is 0. So this is equal to 0 plus 2d, 20d. You get the same thing, just substituting in a different way, that's all. Take up the RHS. Take up the RHS. 2 times A19 is equal to 2 into A plus 18d. So 2 into A plus, tell me how do you write 18d? How do we write 18d? How do we write 18d, children? Yeah, at least one of you must answer.
Ma'am, I can't get your question.
Oh. Okay, what after this? 2 into A plus, how do we write 18d? Should we write 18d as it is, or what change should we make there? Like we wrote 28d as 8d plus 20d. How do we rewrite 18d? So we write it as 8d plus 10d. Yes or no, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. Please write down. Any one of the two ways. Meaning write down both now. Please write down both now.
Completed, ma'am.
All right.
Completed.
All right, Chipu. Fine. If 10 times the 10th term of an AP is equal to 15 times the 15th term, show that the 25th term of the AP is 0. So what is given to us? If 10 times, so see here, if 10 times the 10th term is equal to 15 times the 15th term. This is given to us. This is given 10 times, meaning 10 into the 10th term, A10, is equal to 15 times 15 into the 15th term, A15. So let's work this. We need to prove that the 25th term of the AP is 0. That means we must get the answer as A plus 24D is equal to 0. If A plus 24D is equal to 0, that means the 25th term is 0. So let's work with this. 10 into A plus 9D is equal to, this is given to us, 15 into A plus 14D. So we get 10A plus 90D is equal to 15A plus 15, 15, that's so 210D. And on transposing, we get 15A plus 210D minus 10A minus 90D is equal to 0. 15A minus 10A is 5A. 210D minus 90D is 120D plus 120D is equal to 0. 5 common, A plus 5 2s are 10, 2 remains, 5 4s are 20 is equal to 0. A plus 24D is equal to 0 by 5, which is 0. A plus 24D means A plus A plus 25 minus 1 into D it is equal to 0. This implies the 25th term, A25 is 0. So we proved that the 25th term is 0. Write down. That's what we have to prove. I'll write to prove that here. Given and to prove that. We need to prove that the 25th term is 0. A25 is 0. This is what we'll have to prove. Give me a minute, children. I'll get back.
Completed, ma'am.
Is it over, children? Completed writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If the 24th term is twice, if the 24th term of an AP is twice the 10th term, prove that the 72nd term is twice the 34th term. I'm not explaining this, I'm just going to work it. Work the given first, work this one first, and then this part. Done, children?
Completed, madam.
1 minute now. Right.
Okay. Completed, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next one. How many terms of the AP? How many terms of the AP, 63, 60, 57, must be added to get some 0? See if the terms of the AP are increasing like this, if it is, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 3, 14, and so on, the sum cannot be 0. The sum of, any number of terms cannot be 0 because all the terms of the AP are positive. All the terms in this example, 5, 8, 11, 14, in this AP, the terms of the AP are positive. So the sum of the terms cannot be 0. The sum of the terms can never be 0. Then how is it that in this question, we are asked to find the number of terms so that the sum is 0? Because the terms are the terms are reducing in value. So after a point, all the terms will be negative. After a certain point, all the terms will be negative. So a combination of positive and negative terms can give you the sum 0. See, it's 63, 60, 57, 54, 51, 48, 45, 42, 39, 36, 33, and it goes down like that. So at a point, it will become 0, minus 3, minus 6. At some stage, it will become 0. 0, a term 0, because these are the multiples of 63, right? 63, 60, 57, these are multiples of 3 in the descending order. So you will get 12, 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, 0, minus 3, minus 6, minus 9, minus 12, minus 15, minus 18. From there on, all the terms will be negative. So a combination of some positive and negative terms can give you the sum 0. So since the terms are decreasing in value, the sum can be 0. But if all the terms are positive, you can take many examples. So as you see here, 5, 8, 11, 14. Children, I'm talking about this one. In this example, all the terms are positive. So the sum cannot be 0. While in the question given, the terms are decreasing in value. They're decreasing, still decreasing. It goes on like this. At a point it becomes 0 and then minus 3, minus 6, minus 9, minus 12, minus 15, minus 18, minus 21, minus. So a combination of positive and negative values can give the sum 0. Now the question is, how many terms how many terms should be added? Is it the sum of the first 10 terms which is 0? Is it the sum of the first 15 terms which is 0? Is it the sum of the first 20 terms which is 0? The sum of the first how many terms is 0 is what you have to find. The sum of the first how many terms is 0 is what you have to find. So we need to work with the condition. Sn, sum to, I don't know sum to how many terms. So I don't know. I know sum to how many terms I don't know, but the sum should be 0. See, when you write your idea symbolically, you will know what to do next. What is it that is expected from the question? The sum of how many terms is 0. The sum of how many terms? I don't know how many terms. So Sn should be 0. Sn should be 0. We're trying to find n. We don't know if it is S10 or S20, S30, S35. We don't know. Sum to n terms should be 0. So now from this, we know n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d should be 0. N I don't know, n by 2 of 2a, 2 into 63. 2 into 63 plus n minus 1 into d. D is minus 3 is equal to 0. N is the only thing which is unknown. You know the value of A, you know the value of D, substitute. So N by 2 of 63 into 2 is 126. Then you need to multiply, children, minus 3. You see, it's N minus 1 into D. So D into N, D into minus 1. You need to multiply. Minus 3 into N, minus 3N. Minus 3 into minus 1, plus 3. So what is this? 126 plus 3 is 129. Minus 3n is equal to 0. When you cross multiply the 2, 0 into 2, 0. So n into 129 minus 3n is equal to 0 into 2. So that's 0. So you get a quadratic equation like this. You get 129n minus 3n square is equal to 0. Or in other words, minus 3n square plus 129. Just writing the n square first and then n. Just writing the n square first and then n. You can change the signs or you don't change the signs, it's okay. You can change the signs just to have the first term positive. So you can write it as 3n square minus 129n is equal to 0. 3n is common. N minus 3 4s are 12 and 3 3s are 9 is equal to 0. So 3n is equal to 0. N is equal to 0 by 3, which is 0. Or n minus 43 is equal to 0. N is equal to 43. N cannot be 0, right? You cannot say the sum of the first 0 terms is 0. 0 meaning if n is 0, some first 0 terms, it's meaningless. So we take the value of n to be 43. The sum of the first 43 terms. When you add the first 43 terms of this AP, the sum will be 0. The sum of the first 43 terms, symbolically S43. Symbolically, S43 is equal to 0. Please write, children.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay. Finished writing, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll wind up today's session with this one. We'll work this and wind up today's session, children. How many terms of the AP? 64, 60, 56. You can see there are multiples of 4 in the descending order. 64, 60. They need not be multiples of any number. I'm just telling you, this happens to be these numbers happen, the terms of this AP happen to be multiples of 4. The terms need not be multiples of any number. How many terms of the AP 64, 60, 56 must be taken so that their sum is 544? Earlier the sum was 0 we had. How many terms of the AP must be taken so that the sum is 544? Explain the double answer. So we're going to get 2 answers. See, earlier also we got 2 answers. Here also we got 2 answers. We got N0, N43. We got 2 answers for N. But we rejected 0 because it's not meaningful. The first 0 terms. That means you should not take anything. There is no AP at all. So since N is equal to 0 does not make sense, we ignore the value of N to be 0 and we take the other value. N is 43. The sum of the first 43 terms will give us 0. The first 43 terms. (43) meaning not any 43 terms. The sum of the first 43 terms. The first 43 terms of the AP must be taken to get the sum 0. Or in other words, we said S43 is equal to 0. Like that here. Here the question is how many terms must be taken so that the sum is 544, not 0, 544. Work in the same way, children. Similar, like we started with what in the earlier sum? Sn. We don't know how many terms. Sn is equal to 0, we said. Here you must say Sn is equal to 544. Sn is equal to 544. Earlier sum we said Sn is 0. Here Sn is 544. Use the formula n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 544. Work, you will get a quadratic equation. Solve the quadratic equation and tell me the 2 values of n.
N is equal to 17 or N is equal to 16.
What is the quadratic equation you got?
N square minus 33n plus 272.
Is equal to 0. Very good. Yes. So as Shakti said, working this, we get the equation n square minus 33n plus 272 is equal to 0. Use the quadratic formula. Find the values of n. You get n is equal to 16 or n is equal to 17. Now, both the values can be accepted because you don't have any reason to reject them. When n was 0, you had a reason to reject it. But here n is 16, n is 17. Both the values are acceptable. If you reject a value, you should give a reason. N is equal to 0 for all. See, I'm talking about the earlier one. N is equal to 0 for. Am I audible and clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
In the earlier question, we got n is equal to 0. So for very obvious reasons, we rejected the value of n to be 0. Now here 16, 17, meaning the sum of the first, when you accept n is 16, that means the sum of the first 16 terms is 0. Oh, 544, sorry. The sum of the first 16 terms is 544. If n is 16, that means the sum of the first 16 terms is 544. That means A1 plus A2 plus A3, so on till A16 is equal to 544. If you accept the other value, of n is equal to 17, it means A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A16 plus A17 is equal to 544. This is the meaning. S16 is 544. When n is 16, S16, sum to the first 16 terms. First 16 terms is 544. N17, the sum to the first 17 terms is 544. How is this possible? How can the sum of the first 16 terms be 544 and the sum of the first 17 terms also be 544? How is it possible? Now the thing is, we have to accept both the values of n. N can be 16 or n can be 17. That is, S16 is 544 is true. S17 is also 544 is true. How is it possible? How can the sum of the first 16 terms be 544 and the sum of the first 17 terms also be 544? Now substitute, children. Now from here to here, what is the sum? From here to here, what is the sum? 544. So 544 plus A17 is equal to 544. So that means the 17th term is 0. The 17th term is 0. This is possible if the 17th term is 0. This is possible because the 17th term is 0. Let me clear the slide and write it once again clearly. Children, see, on solving the quadratic equation, we get n16 or n17. We need to take both the values of n because both are acceptable. That means Sn is equal to 544. Also, S16 is equal to 544. Also, S17 is equal to 544. S16 is 544 means A1 plus A2 till A16 is 544. This is the meaning. The sum of the first 16 terms is equal to 544. S17 is, see, the thing is, how many terms must be taken to get sum 544? The sum of the first 16 terms is 544. The sum of the first 17 terms is also 544. That's why we'll have to explain the double answer. How is it possible? How can the sum of the first 16 as well as the sum of the first 17 terms be 544? That's what we're explaining now. So S17 is 544 means A1 plus A2 is 15 plus A16 plus A17 is equal to 544. Now, what is the sum from here to here? It's 544, right? The sum of the first 16 terms is 544. So you get 544 plus A17 is equal to 544. That means the 17th term is 0. So this is because the 17th term is 0. Just think for yourself, no? The sum of the first 16 terms is 544. If the sum of the first 17 terms also is 544, then the 17th term should be 0. Only then you will get the same sum. Now, supposing you have the sum 5, how will you get the same sum again by adding something? By adding 0. You have a total of 5 with you. You have a sum 5 with you. You want to add something to 5, but get the same sum 5. You have a sum 5 with you. You want to add something to 5, but get the same sum 5. How is it possible? You want to add something to it, but then the sum should be the same thing 5. So that means you should add 0. Other than 0, if you add anything else to 5, the value will change. So if you add 0 to 5, the sum is again 5. So the sum of the first 16 terms is 544. The sum of the first 17 terms also should be 544. That means the 17th term should be 0. Only then you will get the same sum when you find the sum of the first 17 terms. So the explanation for the double answer is because the 17th term is 0. In this AP, the 17th term is 0. That's why we're getting a double answer. Take a screenshot of this slide, children, and complete this. Please take a screenshot. So how many of us are there till the end of the meeting? Lower your hands, children. Very good. Sudarshan and Aksharam, lower your hands. Okay, so we have the very active participants of today's class: Lakshita, Hariharan, Muttuvel, Nafi, Nivedita, Nishita, Priya, Priyadarshini, Anish, Shakti, Shivani, and Shruti. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. If you have any questions, please stay back. Else you may leave the meeting. Thank you, children. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
children.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Good night.